Right now, saying your name feels automatic, but there was a moment before you had one, a version of you that existed with no name at all. What if that moment never ended? What if you grew up, grew old, and never once learned the word that was supposed to mean you? It sounds impossible, but it's happened. Real people have lived years, sometimes their whole childhood, without a name attached to them. And the science of what that actually does to a human brain is stranger than you'd expect. Before you could crawl, before you could smile on command, your brain already knew one thing: the sound of your own name. Researchers found that babies start recognizing their own name by 4.5 months old, months before they understand what a name even is. This isn't casual recognition either. Scientists tracked brain activity and found infants tell their name apart from a stranger's name starting from the very first sound. Change just one letter sound at the start of a baby's name, and something strange happens. The recognition disappears completely. The baby stops responding, as if you were a stranger. That means your name isn't stored in your brain like a fact you memorized. It's closer to a reflex, something your brain locks onto almost physically. So if you never learned your name, you wouldn't just be missing a word. You'd be missing one of the very first things your infant brain was built to lock onto. Here's the part almost nobody talks about. Your name isn't just something you learned. It's the tool your brain used to learn everything else. Adult speech doesn't come with gaps between words. It's one continuous stream of sound. So how does a baby figure out where one word ends and the next begins? Researchers found babies use their own name as an anchor point, a familiar landmark inside the noise. Once a baby hears their name, they can latch on to the very next word and start learning it, even from inside a full sentence. Which means, if you never learned your name, you may have lost the exact tool your brain needed to learn language in the first place. This isn't just theory. There are real documented cases of children who grew up with no name and no language. One of the most studied is a girl referred to only as Jeannie, found in the United States in 1970. She had lived in near-total isolation for the first 13 years of her life. Despite years of intervention afterward, she never fully developed language. Centuries earlier, in 1725, a boy was found living wild near Hanover, Germany. He had no name. The people who found him gave him one, Peter, years after he should have learned it as an infant. He became a curiosity of the English royal court, but he never learned to speak. Another child, found in India, was given the name Sanichar, meaning Saturday, the day he was discovered. He was studied extensively by doctors. He never learned to speak English. He never fully entered human language at all. In every one of these cases, the missing piece wasn't just a name. It was everything that name was supposed to anchor: language, identity, the sense of being someone rather than something. These aren't ancient legends. Some of these cases happened within living memory. Here's where it gets even stranger, because your name might already be controlling decisions you think are entirely your own. In the late 1970s, a psychologist named Joseph Nutten noticed something odd about himself. He kept feeling drawn to license plates that happened to contain letters from his own name. He decided to test it scientifically. He found that people consistently prefer the letters inside their own name over other letters. even when those letters are objectively rare. The effect has now been confirmed across 12 different languages. It gets even weirder in real life. People named Street are statistically more likely to live on a street. People named Lane are statistically more likely to live on a lane. Nobody in these studies knew why they preferred what they preferred. The pull was completely unconscious. So if your name can quietly steer where you live without you noticing, what does it mean for who you are if that pull never existed at all? Now here's the part that goes back 3,000 years, because one entire civilization already tried to answer this question. In ancient Egypt, every person was given a secret name at birth, not the name people called them, a hidden name known only to the gods. They called it the Ren. Egyptians believed the Ren wasn't just a label, it was a literal piece of your soul. To have your name was to exist. To lose it was to be erased completely. This is why people in ancient Egypt were known publicly only by a nickname. If someone learned your true name, the belief was they could use it to destroy you permanently. In their mythology, even the gods weren't safe from this. One story tells of the goddess Isis tricking the sun god into revealing his own secret name, just to gain power over him. For the Egyptians, keeping your afterlife alive meant keeping your name alive, carved in stone, spoken by the living. As long as your name existed somewhere, they believed, so did you. So picture it. No name at 4 months old, locking onto nothing. No anchor word to unravel language from noise. No sound that means you. Not in a crib, not in a classroom, not once, ever. According to the Egyptians, that wouldn't just make you forgettable. It would make you, in the truest sense they understood, non-existent. A person the universe never quite finished naming into being. Your name feels like the smallest thing about you, but strip it away, and you're left with a version of yourself that neuroscience, history, and mythology all agree wouldn't fully be a self at all. So next time someone says your name, notice it. It's doing more than you think. If this messed with your head, subscribe. Because next time, we're asking a question you've never thought to ask about yourself.